Welcome back to Comic Book Straight Talk. This is Captain Dalian.
Terry the French Tickler French.
Just Kenny.
And Just Kenny.
Knucklehead is gone. Where'd you say he went to?
I think he's trying to reform the West Coast Avengers.
West Coast. What could be a Knuckle Boy?
He may be Knuckle Boy, yes.
Is that the West Coast with Moon Knight or without?
Moon Knight had to leave.
He had to leave? Oh, okay. So he's hanging with Tiger then.
Yes.
Awesome, okay.
So today we are back. We've been absent for a little bit due to just, life in general, holidays, etc. And we're also here with a guest, one of our fans. You want to introduce yourself, fan?
I'm Sean Lewis.
We have Sean Lewis here. He's from Finland, one of our few Finnish fans. That's where our biggest draw is from Finland.
Us and
Just
David
kidding.
Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff, yes. And today we're going to talk about, we're going to start off this year with talking about the best and worst of 2016.
It's a little delayed, we know, but like we said, life and stuff, so...
Oh, the holidays and etc. So we're going
And then Terry decided that it was more important to dig through a spider shed for comics than to do the podcast.
Well, no, it's not exactly true, but I after
That's
digging through this...
absolutely true.
It's absolutely
After
true.
having dug through the spider shed with lots of brown recluse spiders, it was pretty exhausting.
Also, during the break, Terry had to go to Gotham and help Damien clean out Bat Cow's stall a little bit, so he did that over the holidays too.
You got to take care of your bat cow. All right, so who wants to kick it off with something they found that was one of the best things they've read, or one of the worst things they've read in 2016, and why they found it to be so?
Really, a surprise book for me came out of the whole Civil War II crapola. Was Champions. Mark Waid's doing the writing the story. You got Herberto Ramos doing the art, I believe, and it's just it's been a fun book. I've enjoyed it a lot. I'm surprised I've enjoyed it.
That's what I've heard. I haven't got to read Champions yet, but with everybody that's talked about it, I am interested in reading it. I think, Kenny, you liked Champions as well.
Yeah, it's good.
What do you like about Champions?
Just that it's fun. And Mark Waid writes all the characters pretty well. Because I care nothing for Amadeus Cho, but I like him in Champions.
Right. That's the totally awesome Hulk. Yeah.
Totally not awesome Hulk.
Yeah.
So
You know who a totally awesome Hulk would be? Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Bruce
I was going
Banner.
to say Pauly Shore, but okay, Bruce Banner would work too.
yeah.
So
what?
So what about you?
What
What was your best? I'm sorry, best. Yes.
my best?
Or one of the best, I should say. Yes.
I think it came out in January 2016 and surprised me because all of the previous titles that were kind of soloed by this character were not all that interesting, and that was the Vision family book. I thought that was a really good book. Just dark, but yet had a little bit of this weird comedy about it. So yeah, I found that one interesting.
I've
Good
heard,
read.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. I think I've read the first 3 of them. I've enjoyed it. So.
Kenny?
Well, I was looking at your list, and then Dal's doing this from memory, and my list is like twice as long as yours.
I got
That's
my list
awesome.
here.
That's great.
Let's see.
You liked Vision, didn't you?
Yeah, I had Vision down here is also worth
What'd
checking
you,
out.
Yeah, did
so.
you have it in any particular order?
No, not really.
Yeah.
But my top 10 were Paper Girls. I've gone on and on about that book, and Lady Killer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Lady
so
Killer.
we got
Yeah,
Lady Killer,
definitely Lady Killer.
And, Volume 2's coming out now, so that's great. Brubaker's new book, Killer Be Killed. Harrow County, Black Widow, Ms. Marvel. I've gone on and on about all those, and Archie.
Archie books,
But
yeah.
a new book that I've really, really liked has been Moonshine by Azzarello and Riso,
Yep.
the guys behind 100 Bullets.
Mm-hmm.
That book's been awesome.
Yeah, that just came out
Yeah.
tail end of
Yeah,
2016. Yeah.
Yep. Hillbillies and Werewolves. You can't get better than that.
Well, speaking of hillbillies, also Eric Powell's Hillbilly
Yep.
was a really good book, also.
And another book that I've mentioned before was Britannia from Valiant. And
And they're getting a second volume getting ready to come out on
Yeah.
that too. So
yep.
Yep.
And
I just
and
read the
Violent
first
Love
issue.
from Image.
I've read the first one, and
Yeah. It's kind of
yeah.
a Bonnie and Clyde type story, and it's been fantastic.
I was surprised by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What's surprising is a lot of these of the best ofs that we've mentioned though have not been from the big two.
well, and I have
Well,
to
DC.
throw it in now, because
Well, I have Black
she's
Widow and Ms. Marvel.
True.
I have to
but-
throw in Gwenpool's been fun. I have to throw that in for because it actually has been a fun book. So
Now, what do you like
Sure.
about Gwenpool?
it's that she tells people, hey, I'm not from this earth. You all went from the earth I came from. You all are just comic book characters. And so she's straight up about it. And,
that-
and people think she's nuts. But it's a fun book. It's just a fun read.
Continuing that fourth wall sort of.
Yeah,
type
kind
thing,
of.
breaking it
In a
through.
way, yeah. She's not talking to the reader. She's telling people she meets that way. Like in the newest issue, she'll meet like Miss Marvel in the Champions book. And she's like, hey, you all are just comic characters. And Miss Marvel's like, yeah, right, what?
Well, I liked Harrow County real well. Like Kenny had mentioned, just got this really spooky vibe to it. This girl is in there, and she has this later. Then she finds out about this other girl that's just like her from the city, and she's out in the woods, and she has this doll that's with her that's just, it's not alive, and it's like a ghost helping her, and just a really interesting story. A little slow, but overall really good. So
And she
it's one of my
carries,
best ones.
carries around the skin from that
Right,
boy in her
that's the
satchel.
doll I guess I'm talking
Yeah.
I was
about.
gonna ask,
Yeah.
is it kind of like is it kind of Lovecraftian in a way, or like off to that, or it's just creepy,
No, it's
creepy, scary kind of thing? Or-
Yeah,
It's
backwoods, creepy
I've
ghost,
I've
witch
read the first
stuff.
issue long ago, and I was just I'm not a huge horror fan, like modern horror stuff.
Like I said, at times it's a bit slow, but it's a really good story.
There was a book that Dark Horse put out that I know several of us liked. It only went 3 issues, and they decided to do just digital. And that's
Shadow Glass.
Shadow Glass, which the story was good, the art was just phenomenal.
Yeah, that Ali Fell guy
Yeah.
is amazing.
Well, I'm also enjoying from Dark Horse the Black Hammer as well.
Yeah.
So that's definitely worth to pick up and read.
The Shadow Glass book is available in trade paperback.
Right, and
now.
you get the complete story. Yeah.
Yeah. I also like the Dark Knight, the true Batman story,
Oh, the Paul Dini.
the Paul Dini
Yes,
story.
about his mugging that
Yes.
happened, and
I don't know how many people picked that one up because it was a little bit. It was not just a regular series. It was a
It was a
graphic
novel,
hardback,
right.
graphic novel.
Well, and it through the story and through him relating with Batman and kind of connected with that, it kind of helped his therapy and stuff to
Right.
get over that. And it was a good book.
Definitely so.
Well, what else you got?
Legends of Wonder Woman surprised me. That was pretty interesting.
Legends of Wonder Woman. Is that the
One that kind of retold Wonder Woman's, her history and her first meeting of man.
I was trying to remember when that came out. Actually,
I think it was 2016,
was
wasn't
it? Okay, I'm pretty sure.
Isn't it a digital first series?
Was that the Sensations? Or
No.
I don't know. I just remember Legends of Wonder Woman. I just jotted it down.
huh? Oh,
Yeah. Wicked and Divine. Didn't that start in 2016?
I think.
No.
Was that
No,
late
that was late
2015?
2015, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
that's still a good one to pick up.
Yeah.
See on that
Gillen, that's one of those teams, Gillen and McKelvey.
book- yes.
That just everything they do just clicks. You know?
It did, and then McKelvey left, and that's when I kind of stopped the book because I was just like, but I think he's back now. I think you said, or doing some stuff and with it, and so I need to check it back out. And so, yeah,
One I think I enjoyed, but I don't think Kenny did Monstrous.
Oh God, that book.
it was slow.
It is
The art on it is gorgeous,
Yes.
but man, that book is slow.
I gave 2 issues and gave up, but there again, it was the 2 issues. I mean, I read it and it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good because the art.
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
it's
Sanda-
slow, but it moves really
Ta-
good.
Sanda Tanaka or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely worth checking out. Let's see here.
I have my number 1 issue available for sale for $35 if anyone's interested.
So Anything else anybody wants to add about that? Wow, we're getting through this pretty fast. What about the worst? What anybody have?
Well,
any worst?
well, actually, before
I have some
Before
worth
that?
checking outs as well.
Worth checking out?
Well, my best thing, was yeah, we're talking about best comics and stuff. I think DC, with the whole Rebirth thing, was a big best because I mean it took the New 52 Schlockola that it had gotten to and kind of revitalized DC and brought them up. I thought that was really good for 2016.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of the titles that came out of it, I've really enjoyed what they've been doing. But I also enjoyed some of that pre.
Some of the pre stuff was good, but they had kind of hit a bottom low, and so people from alienating the readers and everything. And the Rebirth kind of brought that back up and fixed it, a lot of stuff.
Well, I hope it just continues to be a rebirth and they don't do another relaunch.
Well, yeah. And also the Young Animal imprint that started shortly before 2017. The Shade the Changing Girl, Cave Carson, Doom Patrol.
Yeah, that's some
Some
of those I'm not. Yeah, no.
I'm excited about Mike Allred drawing Doom Patrol, but I'm not looking forward to reading it.
I've started reading it because I am a Doom Patrol fan, but I'm not getting into this Doom Patrol.
It's more of the Grant Morrison, Doom Patrol, and kind of with
So none of it
Gerard.
makes sense.
Well, with Gerard Way, kind of throwing homage to that, and so.
And Mother Panic, I did try to read that one, and I
didn't care
didn't
for
get
that
into
one.
Mother Panic at all. I think I'm still picking it up, but I'm like, I don't know if I'll continue reading it.
But Doom Patrol's been good though.
Oh, if you say
Anyway.
so.
The worst you got?
No, I got some.
Oh, you got your honorable-
I
okay,
got some
honorable
more
mentions.
that
All right,
honorable
okay.
mentions.
Honorable
yeah.
mentions, okay.
Angel City from Oni. It's kind of a
I haven't read it.
crime noir book set in the
Have
30s,
I?
40s
No,
Hollywood.
you haven't.
Now I'm thinking of Peepland and something
Yeah,
else.
you're thinking, Trigger Man.
I haven't read Angel City.
Trigger Man also from Titan has been pretty good, and Terry already mentioned Vision. Also Karnak by Warren Ellis at Marvel. Man, that book was really good. And Motor Girl from Terry Moore.
Terry Moore, yeah.
Yeah, that just came out.
That was a fun little book. Girl and Her Ape book.
But is the ape real?
I don't know.
I mean, that's
I don't think he is.
it's interesting. It's
I don't
kind
know.
of see where it plays out at. So
Yeah,
Did I mention Betty and Veronica?
no,
I didn't list that as one of the best of 2016 because it's late, very late. Issue 3 was supposed to be out in like August, and
Mhm.
yeah, they had to re-solicit it in the last catalog.
Yep.
And of course, Silver Surfer and Hillbilly and Spook House by Eric Powell. Both of those have been really fun. So, okay, now we can go.
Okay,
to the
now we
worst.
got the worst. Okay.
what do you got for the worst now?
Well, my number one worst,
Civil War 2?
Civil War II. Yep. Secret Wars. I think that ended in January 2016. I think.
So any Marvel event. book?
Marvel events period have just been horrible this year. Yes.
Civil War 2, I enjoyed.
Well, I know you like it. You like the angst and the hero versus hero, fighting, and you've enjoyed that. Yes, I know you.
I agreed with both sides. I agreed with Tony and I agreed with Carol Danvers, although Carol was just pissing me off most of the time. But
Well,
yeah,
you get that Carol kind of
right.
killed Tony in a way. So
What about you? Oh, me?
Yeah,
The politics. I'm tired of it. I don't want to read it in my comics. I don't want to hear
Exactly.
about it. I'm tired of it. And it's just, not just the dealing with politics in the comic stories, but the politics of all these creative teams and all this crap. Like the creative team of Motor Crush coming out and saying that all comic fans are racist because that their book didn't sell because we wouldn't back a black character. And I'm like, come on, maybe it's because the story didn't sound interesting.
I'm not much into motorcycle street racing. So I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, If I did that, then yeah, I'd be all over it. If I was a fan of, if I was out on my motorcycle doing
Yeah, that
you know.
was more of a book that, yeah, like you said, just didn't sound interesting. It sounded like another.
Fast and the Furious in a way.
It almost sounded like a book that's coming out based off a game.
It did.
Yeah.
It does sound like that.
So-
But it just didn't sound interesting at all to me. That's why I didn't buy it. It had nothing to do with the character being black.
No.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm just... And, Bendis calling everyone out because their new characters aren't selling. Well, that's on you, buddy, not me. Make a character that I'm interested in, and I'll buy it.
Right. That
So-
kind of goes into a changing of characters, and one of mine is Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. It was just too much of a change. I could not get into that. I was like, this is not my Scooby-Doo, and I understand some people do
It's
like
like
it.
you're reading
but
Gen 13 with the dog, right?
Gen
Yeah.
13 with the dog, yeah.
Yeah.
And
What do you think of Scooby Apocalypse?
Awfulness.
That was
Hey,
just Carrington.
that was just Carrington, yeah. And I even tried to read it.
yeah, I know, yeah.
I couldn't, although I will, on the opposite side of that,
You're loving the Flintstones?
the
relaunch?
Flintstones is not too bad.
I was only kidding, folks.
Flintstones is not too bad. Yes.
Everyone seems to like the Future Quest.
Well, yeah, it's got Space Ghost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything
with Space Ghost is awesome. Well, that DC, when they did that Space Ghost miniseries,
Mhm.
that was really, really good, and I recommend you picking that up and reading it. Whether you're a fan of Space Ghost or not, it's really worth picking up.
We'll kind of touch base on what you said. One of your things was the switching out of characters. I understand we need diversification in the comic industry. I understand that. I'm not against it. I've said it before. But if you want a African American Iron Man or Iron Woman, don't just take a character and change, Iron Man to a female black girl. Just because you want to. Granted, now with the way we have Civil War came out, I understand it's a little different now. That's fine. So she's Iron Heart, or Iron Maiden, whatever she's being called now.
Ironheart.
Ironheart. And I understand, yes, Tony's there with her. I understand that, so that's fine. But but just changing it just because you want to please a diverse group, make a character that way, and let that character grow. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm off my soapbox now.
How do you feel about what Dal had to say, King?
It kind of goes with the politics.
It's basically the politics. To me, they're not creating new characters; they're pandering.
Yeah.
And like they came out with the one picture of all the Marvel characters that they're doing this year, and all they could say was, "Look how diverse it is."
Right.
You're pandering. That's not creating characters that people are going to be interested in. It's just pandering to a group that aren't going to buy your books anyway, really. Right. So, I understand the need for diversification because it is straight white male universe. But
that's
there's nothing wrong with Iron Man being a straight white male either.
No. And Iron Heart could have been his sidekick and kind of training.
It's like all the people that want Cap and Winter Soldier to hook up. And you say why, and then they say you're a homophobe because you asked why.
Right.
Well, there's nothing wrong with characters being
No.
gay. There's nothing wrong with them being straight either.
No.
So, I'll tell you another thing that I was disappointed in. Both of the Luke Cage books have stunk.
Well, that one, just think it was just Cage is the guy that did Samurai Jack, and yeah, it's a neat style animated, but in a comic it doesn't really translate too well.
Yeah,
And
it's awful.
And
the story's awful.
the Heroes
Luke-
for Hire one, or the Power Man Iron Fist one now, it's just. Although I've heard the stories are good, but
that
there
art
again,
is
The
but
art
again,
is
comics
horrible.
are a visual medium. You've got to have at least halfway decent art to get into the story.
That almost put me off of Paper Girls, and I usually, I know it. I usually it's story first and art secondly, but I've been changing a little bit over time, and the art in Paper Girls was at first. I just couldn't get into it, so I almost didn't keep reading it. But
Bard
the
and
story,
Paper Girls that was nominated for an Eisner.
yeah, I didn't care for it. What wasn't the style for me.
I like the art.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing with Walking Dead. I was like, yeah, the art in this kind of sucks, but when I started reading it, the story was really good. So are there any books that you've been reading that you're really liking, but the art isn't following through?
Uh,
I was reading this book called Battle Chasers. I've never. No, I'm just kidding.
That you keep
No?
reading because the story's good.
no, not really.
No?
If there is, the art's grown on me,
Okay.
so I can't think of anything off the top of my head where I hate
Well,
the art.
I would say Archie, because when it first started, the art was kind of a crisper art, and it's kind of changed. They've got different artists, and it's taken a little bit to get used to the new art style.
Yeah, because you went from
And-
Fiona Staples
Right.
to
Yeah. And so,
lesser known artist.
but I'm still keeping up with it and reading it, and so.
I'll tell you one that the only reason I'm getting it is because of the art is Josie and the Pussycats. Because the stories in that book are just absolutely unreadable.
Isn't that written by
Yes.
the awesome artist or writer?
Yeah, I'm not going to mention her name because I don't want to alienate any fans.
So
She's horrible, though.
It's one of your favorite writers in
Yeah,
the past 10 years, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And another one that I was disappointed in was the Batman Rebirth. I
Yeah.
thought it's been really bad.
It hasn't been as bad as like Batman 60s campy Batman. It's just been it's different from Snyder. And it took a little bit to get into it. It's good, but it's not up to the par as Batman's
I'm
been.
not
in the
saying
past.
it's the
not.
worst.
No,
It's
no.
the worst of 2016. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Right,
in it.
yeah.
And the main reason is he made Selena Kyle a mass murderer. Come on, man. I mean, that was all the big deal about her killing Black Mask is that she doesn't kill people. She's
Right.
like Batman, and
Right.
she killed Black Mask, and it was a big deal. And now they've just kind of like, oh, well, now she just murders everybody.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, there's something about that. I forget what I think it's been in the recent couple issues, in the last couple recent issues, it's been revealed that she didn't do it or something. But still, I don't know. But they say that, yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that will eventually get washed out, and you'll find
I
out
hope so.
something else happened. Yeah, I don't care for that either. That, I mean, unless she's been a murderer all this time, and we're just now finding out about it. I mean, then that could make it.
I did like that they did finally express their love to each other, and they have kind of hooked up. That's cool. That's
It's
good.
always been a love-hate relationship.
Well, yes.
He likes Selena, but at the same time, she's the thief, and that Batman, can't have that. Not in Gotham.
And
How
I
do you
wouldn't
feel about
say I was disappointed in this book, but let down because of all the hype. And that Squirrel Girl, everyone talks about how great that book is, and I
Right.
read it and I'm like, oh,
Right.
it's all right.
There again, the art's got to catch me, and I've tried to read it, and I've enjoyed her in like other books. Like she was in like one or two
Oh, I
issues
like
of,
the character.
of All New Wolverine.
Yeah.
That was a funny issue with her in it.
Yeah,
I tried to read her book. I don't get it.
I did like the little comments at the bottom. I thought that was funny, and he's doing that in Jughead now.
Okay.
the character's a fun character, but it's hard to write comedy issue after issue.
Well, it's the hardest thing to write is
Yeah,
comedy.
comedy. So each issue is not going to be good. So I mean, it's just luck of the draw on each issue. I mean, this issue is probably going to suck, and the next issue could be knocked out of the ballpark.
I read 3 issues, and none of
I know.
them really made me laugh.
Well, you should have stuck in for issue 4. Issue 4 was awesome. No, right? Yeah, Squirrel Girl.
And another book I was disappointed in was No Mercy from Alex DeCampi, who's one of my favorite writers, and I've
Right.
loved just about everything she's written. But man, I just could not get into that
I
book at
think
all.
I stopped at issue 4.
That's about
And
where I
so-
stopped at.
But it was okay.
yeah.
I mean, it was.
So, what about you?
What you got?
I think as far as worst books, I think, like I said, I found it hard to find a whole lot because I would usually I would just stop reading them and I just kind of forgot, which issues, what books did I not like back in 2016. So I remembered Scooby the Apocalypse just because it was just way too much, but yeah, I didn't have a whole lot more. I mean, there's I wrote down this one that I found out it came out in October, but I think mid to late October was Ardops. It really sounded interesting to me, and wow, that was really disappointing.
That book was disappointing. Even the Allred art on the first and last issue couldn't save that book.
So that was another one I thought of, but like I said, that was like late 2015.
It was a neat concept, though.
Yeah, the concept
art
was what
is
drew me
alive, and yeah, poor execution, I guess. Now,
That's kind of.
The whole turning Captain America into a Hydra. He's been saying that he's been a
Yeah.
Hydra, agent all this time. That no, that was horrible.
yeah,
So that alienated a lot of Captain America fans.
yeah.
Of course, they changed that as it went along.
No, he's still a Hydra.
I thought they were
No.
changing that.
Mm-mm.
You still
He's still Hydra.
Okay.
I thought they done did it.
I thought they changed
I
that
don't
up.
think they had yet.
Okay.
And it
Yeah,
all
we-
came from that whole Avengers standoff where they found it was Cosmic Cube was basically had made it a little girl, and so when they said set everything back right, she, I think it was the Red Skull that did it, that told her to do it, and so in her thinking, do what so.
Yeah, I don't follow
Yeah.
that. I don't read Cap. Never
Well, it
really
was
have.
Red
so.
Skull's Cosmic Cube.
Right, it's Red. That's right. It's what it was. It was his Cosmic Cube.
And they told her to reset the universe from original sin or whatever
Right.
it was. And so she did, but in her mind, Hydra is good because she was Red Skull's
That's what
Cosmic
it was.
Cube.
That's right.
So in her mind, Captain America should have been a Hydra
That's
agent.
right. Okay.
But yeah, it was. Mike lost a lot of Captain
Yeah.
America customers because of that.
Oh yeah.
Anything else, guys?
Well, no, I think that's all I've got on my worst list. So.
What was your best for 2016?
All of the My Little Ponies.
All of the
My Little Ponies. Ponies, they went from having 2 books to having 3 or 4 now, I think, or miniseries galore, or no, just still
Just
2.
two.
They're still going though.
I think they're gonna do a new series.
Right.
Well, what about it from our guests? What have you enjoyed?
What have you read?
Step on up to the mic. Tell us what you enjoyed in 2016.
I don't know. To me, Civil War 2, I got to talk about that. It's really slow to me, but what I found interesting was Miles Morales. Of course, I'm a very big fan of his books, so I've been enjoying those. But it's the same with the Batman Rebirths. That is also a little slow, but I still enjoy that. I think what I enjoy most about it is that I got to start from issue 1 as a new reader. So I'm just, very happy about that.
Now, you hadn't been in comic books for
Maybe.
too long, have you?
Maybe about almost a year now. Kenny actually gave me my first big stack of comics, so he kind of helped me start up my collection. So as far as new books, those are it, but I mean, I've been just digging into old stuff. That's really where I'm trying to learn the history, learn where they come from, learn why this is going on. That's what I'm really into right now. So as far as new books, I feel Miles Morales is cool. I really like the kid. I dig him, and yeah, it's probably the Rebirths, like I said. But like I said, I've been reading the old books, man. So I have a really big to-read stack as far as new books. The Punisher has been cool. It's all right.
Yeah, the new Punisher's been pretty
And the
good.
Daredevils are all right. That's about it. From new stuff for me. I'm trying to think. Am I forgetting anything?
Yeah, I really like that new villain that they introduced in Daredevil. I thought he was pretty cool. Vincent Van Gogh. Or the Muse. I think he calls himself the Muse.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that I don't normally pick up Daredevil, but that looked interesting. I was thinking about picking up that particular storyline. And that just recently came out. I guess it started in that storyline. What about anybody has a favorite storyline from 2016?
I enjoyed Gotham Man and Gotham Girl, so that on Rebirth I did enjoy that.
I Am Gotham, yeah.
I Am Gotham. I liked that. That was kind of dark. I enjoyed that a lot.
you know,
Kenny?
I'm thinking. Storyline from 2016. Wow. I don't know. Dow?
I would have to say the. I just lost it. The
That-
Thanos books. They've been doing the hardcovers. Those have been pretty good. They've done like 2 or 3. Starlin, I think, has been doing them, and so they've been really good. Storylines, though, more wise. The Green Lanterns, that storyline in the Green Lantern Rebirth has been really good. It's 2 inexperienced lanterns on Earth, with no guardian pretty much, and they have to work together to charge their battery and everything. Those storylines have been really good.
Yeah.
I Am Gotham, while it's slow, it kind of sets up stuff going on now. Supergirl storyline dealing with the cyborg Superman it wasn't bad. It was good. Kind of sets up that dynamic there. So, what about you, Neil?
Well, like you said, we mentioned a lot of different image books and stuff like that, Dark Horse. But as far as storylines, yeah, I mean, just storylines. I've enjoyed the new detective storyline that's been going on. Let's see. I've been picking it up, but I've been reading it online, so I've been picking up the actual issue. But I've been enjoying Batgirl, surprisingly, and Nightwing's been good as far as DC goes.
So it's not.
I really liked the Ms. Marvel storyline where
Oh, yeah.
she finally had it with Carol and quit the Carol Corps or whatever it's called, and because up till that point, that book's always been like real lighthearted, and it dealt with a few issues here and there, but for the most part, it's been very lighthearted. And in that issue, I mean, she
Let it out.
yeah, and her, and Carol was her hero. That's who she aspired to be, and she let her down, and so.
Well, that whole storyline where Nova and Miss Marvel, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, all left the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because they were tired of, hey, you're not doing, what you're not helping these people. You're fighting these guys, but you're not helping,
Right.
And so that's when they went and formed the Champions, which was, I think really good. The Miles Morales book has been really good. The Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's just really fun.
Mhm.
A lot of funny moments.
And I'm
I
glad-
like the kid.
I'm glad to see that they're giving more to him because they got an animated series getting ready to come out on
Mhm.
Disney XD, I think.
Yep.
It's going to star Miles Morales, and so.
Anything else we can think of? Storylines?
No. Not really.
Nope, I'm going to do a giveaway this time.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Kenny's giving a giveaway.
So, however you guys did it before, I have a stack of books, kind of a put your money where your mouth is kind of thing. I have they're mostly second prints or free comic days, so there's really no value in it. So, it's really for people that are just interested in reading, checking out stuff. It's there's a Velvet #1 by Ed
Nice.
Brubaker and Steve Epting, Criminal #1 by Brubaker and Phillips. What else is there? Black Widow #1 from Edmondson and Noto,
Mhm.
and Wade and Samney.
Nice.
And Archie #1. So yeah, what would a good code word be? Give me a word. Spit a word out. I don't know is the code word.
So yeah, just we post this up. Comment. I don't know, and we'll draw.
Draw a name
We'll
out.
draw a
of
name. Yeah.
Out of
Draw-
Terry's stinky hat.
Yep. So, all right. Well, we thank you all for tuning back into us. We are back. We'll be doing this, putting new episodes up every week. So remember to like our Facebook page. Share the code word. Any suggestions or anything?
Let us know what your favorite
Yes.
of 2016 was,
Yep.
or what you were disappointed in.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah. And check the Facebook page, Comic Book Straight Talk, for other stuff that we may be doing and posting and stuff on there.
Hey, yeah, one of the things I think Dow was talking about, he's going to try to. He mentioned this. I think on one of the Facebook
Mhm.
is he's getting ready to go to a convention in Dallas. No, Dallas.
Well, yeah, it's Irving.
Irving?
So
So
Dallas,
basically
outside
Dallas.
Dallas.
Same thing.
And
Suburb.
he's going to try. I don't know if he can actually he's going to get a chance to record any of the artists, but he's going to try to speak with them and just do a little brief answer, question and answer.
10-minute answer. Yeah, 10-minute
Yeah.
little interview with them.
So if you see any guests within that, what show is it, Dallas?
It's a Dallas comic show.
If you see any guests that you might want to have Dal ask them a question about, post that
And I definitely
Dal-
know I'll be sitting down for a short time with Mark Walters, the guy that's putting on the show. So any questions you want to know, you want to ask about, cons or things, or setting up a con, or just want to know about his history or anything in the comic industry, let me know. Put it, any questions you want these artists asked, or any artist, put them on the Facebook page.
And Dal will see if he can
I'll
get to
see
the
if I can get
artist
that.
and get those questions answered for you. And just didn't like any ideas that you would like to hear or have us talk about, just let us know, and we will do our best to have that make that happen.
All right. Well, that
So-
being said, I guess this is Captain Dalian
Terry the French Tickler French,
Just Kenny.
and our guest.
Sean.
and then we also have
We have Jess Carrington over
Jess
here. She's
Carrington
quiet
over here.
reading.
She's kind of looking at us like, please don't make me talk anymore.
all right, guys. Take care. We appreciate it. Thank you.